The Vientiane Night Market isn't just a place to shop. It's a street food battlefield where hunger always loses. As the sun sets over the Mekong, the air fills with the sizzle of skewers, the crackle of deep fryers, and the sweet, sweet aroma of decisions you won't regret until later. This is Laos street food at its finest, a place where you'll find grilled meats dripping with smoky glaze, crispy fried snacks that defy logic, and rice dishes so good they'll make you rethink your life priorities. If you're looking for flavor, chaos, and more food than you can realistically eat in one night, this is where you'll find it. Grab a plate, loosen your waistband, and get ready for the ultimate Laos street food experience. The atmosphere, where the smell of food controls your decisions. The night market in Vientiane isn't just a food destination, it's a full-scale sensory assault. The moment you step in, the sheer wall of smells grabs you by the collar and drags you into the chaos. The scent of grilled meats, frying oil, and freshly chopped herbs collides with the unmistakable smokiness of 100 tiny charcoal fires burning at full force. Your stomach, previously minding its own business, suddenly develops a personality and starts making decisions for you. The setup? Pure, beautiful chaos. Stalls are jammed together, each one operated by vendors who are either cooking at lightning speed or casually chatting while flipping skewers like they've been doing it for a lifetime. Long tables groan under massive woks of stir-fried noodles, bubbling soup pots, and deep fryers working overtime. People weave through the stalls in an unspoken rhythm, locals navigating with surgical precision, while tourists stop every 2 steps, overwhelmed by indecision. Everywhere you turn, something sizzles, steams, or crunches. Vendors hold up skewers like prized trophies, waving them in the air in a way that suggests you'd be making the biggest mistake of your life if you walk past without buying one. Overhead, neon lights flicker, illuminating grills covered in skewers of chicken, pork, and mystery meats that you don't ask too many questions about. And then there's the sound. The constant clatter of woks, the rhythmic chopping of herbs, the sudden whoosh of flames leaping up from a grill. Occasionally, a vendor yells out a price, which is immediately followed by the distinct sound of someone realizing they just agreed to buy 3 times more food than they intended. The energy is relaxed, yet relentless. Nobody is in a hurry, but at the same time, nobody stops moving. You don't come here for a quiet sit-down meal. You come here to walk, eat, walk some more, eat again, and then somehow end up carrying a plastic bag full of extra food you never planned on buying. By the time you've fully taken in the market's atmosphere, it hits you. You haven't even started eating yet, and you're already in love with this place. The food, where restraint goes to die. This night market isn't just a place where food is sold. It's a place where food owns you. It doesn't wait for you to browse through options, weigh your choices, and make a rational decision. No, it ambushes you. Before you even realize what's happening, you're standing in front of a grill, handing over cash, while a vendor nods approvingly, knowing full well that you've just committed to a meal far larger than you can handle. The grilled meat stalls are impossible to ignore. Long skewers of chicken, pork, beef, and occasionally something the vendor refuses to identify sizzle over charcoal flames, the juices dripping onto the coals, sending up thick, smoky clouds that work harder than any marketing campaign ever could. The vendors, armed with brushes dripping in marinades, expertly baste each skewer until the edges crisp up and the meat glistens with layers of caramelized glaze. You walk past one, thinking, "I'll come back later." But 3 steps in, the scent grabs you by the soul, turns you around, and forces you to admit defeat. Then there's the deep-fried section. Spring rolls packed with glass noodles and minced meat are dunked into bubbling oil, emerging crispy, golden, and screaming for a sweet and spicy dipping sauce. Banana fritters, crunchy on the outside and ridiculously soft on the inside, are so dangerously addictive that buying just one is a statistical impossibility. And of course, there are the unidentified fried objects, things you never intended to eat but suddenly find yourself holding in a plastic bag, because why not? Not in the mood for fried? Fine. Lao omelets exist. Cooked on flat-top griddles, they're stuffed with rice, scallions, and the kind of flavor that makes you wonder why every meal you've ever had didn't come in omelet form. If you somehow still have space in your stomach, there's cow ghee, the grilled sticky rice that's both crispy and chewy, smoky from the grill, and unreasonably satisfying. At this point, you need a drink. Fresh fruit shakes overflow from plastic cups, so massive they could double as flotation devices. Vendors hurl mangoes, coconuts, and passion fruit into industrial-sized blenders like they're performing an extreme sport, resulting in towering, ice-cold beverages that make you forget what thirst even feels like. But if you need something stronger, there's Lao whiskey, a rice liquor that somehow manages to be both a drink and a life choice you'll regret in the morning. The best part? Nothing here is expensive. You could eat like royalty for the price of a mediocre fast food meal, except instead of being served something sad in a paper bag, you're handed food that's been grilled, fried, or freshly cooked right in front of you. And just when you think you're done, you see one more stall that you somehow missed. And the cycle begins again. Tourists at the market. Who's actually eating all this? If you thought this market was just for locals, think again. Tourists swarm the Vientiane Night Market like moths to a neon-lit buffet. Some are seasoned travelers who know exactly what they want. They walk with purpose, beelining straight for their favorite stalls, haggling effortlessly, and eating with the confidence of someone who's done this before. Others? Pure chaos. The uninitiated tourists are easy to spot. They stand in front of food stalls, paralyzed with indecision, watching vendors grill skewers like it's a high-stakes performance. They tentatively point at things, not entirely sure if what they ordered is meat, dessert, or something existentially in between. And then there are those who go all in. They pile their plates high, load up on sticky rice, and sit down with the look of someone about to make their stomach's biggest mistake of the trip. But here's the thing. Everyone leaves happy. Some tourists take the cautious route, nibbling on familiar dishes, while others embrace the madness, trying things they never would have considered eating back home. In recent years, the market has become one of the top tourist attractions in Vientiane, drawing hundreds of visitors every night who come for the food, the energy, and the chance to experience Lao street food culture at its most authentic. The impact. What this market means to Laos. The night market in Vientiane isn't just a fun tourist stop, it's an economic powerhouse. The sheer volume of food sold every night pumps money directly into the hands of local vendors, many of whom run family-owned businesses that rely on the market for their livelihood. For Vientiane itself, the market boosts tourism, keeping visitors in the city longer and encouraging them to spend more in local businesses. Hotels and guest houses benefit, travel agencies highlight it as a must-visit spot, and restaurants compete with the market by either improving their menus or lowering their prices. But beyond economics, the market preserves Lao culinary traditions. Many of these dishes, especially the grilled meats, sticky rice variations, and traditional desserts, have been passed down for generations. The market ensures that they continue to be cooked, eaten, and appreciated, both by locals and by the growing number of tourists eager to experience them. The verdict: just eat everything. There is no right way to experience the Vientiane Night Market. You don't need a game plan. You don't need a food bucket list. You just need to show up hungry. Everywhere you turn, something sizzles, steams, or crunches. You'll tell yourself, just one more thing. And before you know it, you're sitting on a plastic stool, holding a fourth plate of food, wondering how this happened. The best food at the market isn't the one you plan to eat. It's the one that smelled too good to ignore, the one you ordered on impulse, the one you weren't even sure about but bought anyway because the vendor convinced you. Whether you're here for the grilled meats, the deep-fried indulgences, the carb overload, or just a fruit shake the size of your head, the Vientiane Night Market is an essential food experience. Just come hungry, and maybe, just maybe, wear pants with an elastic waistband.